Welcome everyone to the show. I'm your host Don Vic. You know we in the building. You know what it is and what it should be and what it could be. Today we got a special guest coming on the show. Can't wait to talk to this brother. He's an artist, songwriter, and an actor, I believe, by the name of Shug Jackson. He'll be on the show today. We're gonna be talking to him, find out exactly what he got going on, what he's been through, and what is he doing today at this present day. You feel me? So people just tune in. We're gonna wait for him to log in, and we're gonna bring him on the show. We're gonna talk to him, and we're gonna get it going on. Also, at 7 p.m., guys, I have the one and only Johnny Knuckles, owner and CEO of Team Makers MMA. Um, he's a fighter, he's an actor, he's a chef. This guy does everything. So we'll be talking to him at 7 o'clock today. So today, guys, was a beautiful. It's still a beautiful day. It's nice out. It's about 90s, hot as you already know out here. And so I went out today. Actually, I went out today. I was with my son. We went to the pond. We was chilling there for a little while. Enjoying the weather, catching some of that sun. And went out to eat. And here we are now at the Don Big Show, ready to start the show. So, I want to thank the Hammond Brothers for coming on the show last night. They did a great job. It was fun talking to them. we went overtime. It was like what? That was like the longest show I've had. It was like 3 hours. Started at 7. We was over like at 9 something. It was great vibes, great energy. We had them here, and I can't wait for them to come down to Boston and perform. Come out here and entertain us. I'm definitely going to be there to support these guys. It would be nice to be there, and backstage with them. Kind of kicking it. That'll be awesome. But guys, if you don't know who the Hammond Brothers are, look them up on Facebook, YouTube. They're on our platforms. Check them out and see what they up to. See what who they work with. Or you can come on the show. I did last night. Check it out on my page and see the interview. See what they've done. See who they work with. See what they doing today. Okay. So today's guest is great as well. He's an artist and he's been doing music for a long time. Believe he had some problems in the past and decided to turn everything into everything he experienced into the music, which is great. What's up, Mr. Dixon? What's going on, Josh? So I can't wait to talk to him and see what made him transition over and do some beautiful, positive things. Josh, I'm gonna Let me put on my glasses because my eyes, because without my eyes, I can't. Men defensive. What's up? What's up? What's up? So I hope you're having a great day, Joshua. Because it's really nice out. It's really nice out. Uh, it's like 90 here. I don't know exactly where you're from, but out here in Boston is 90, like 92. Okay. So, guys, we finally got my brother here, Mr. Jackson. We're going to talk to him, bring him aboard the show, and find out what he got going on at this present day and what he's been doing in that studio. Okay, so everyone, please welcome the one and only Shug Jackson to the show.
What's happening, everybody?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm hanging in there. You know what it is. So, thank you for coming aboard the show. I want to thank Dawn for connecting us and doing, making this happen for us. I appreciate her. Uh,
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me, man. I'm trying to turn the volume up here. I can barely hear you.
you can barely hear me.
Yeah, I think my volume's all the way up over here.
Okay, let me see if my volume is up. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you're kind of low. So,
Kind of low. Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so microphone check, microphone check up.
Let's see here.
Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, my mic is up. I can hear you clearly though.
You can hear me? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you're fine. I can hear you clearly. Um, so reading some of your bio, I see you've done a lot of things in your life and been through a lot as well.
Yeah,
So
man.
kind of run us through how everything began for you.
You mean from what?
From let's start from the music perspective. Let's start from there.
Uh, wow, man. I got into the industry back in '91.
Ooh,
Of course, I started rapping way back, man, when I was in elementary school. But in '91, man, I got approached by a guy named Greedy Greg, who was DJ Quick's manager at the time. So I
okay.
was doing a show with DJ Quick, and he approached me, asked me if I had a demo tape. And, back then everybody carried a demo tape, man. So
Yeah, you better had a demo tape back
yeah,
then.
man. So,
You know.
yeah. So 2 weeks later, I got a call. I was signing to Def Jam Records.
Oh, Def
So
Jam Records. Okay.
yeah, first rap artist in Arizona to sign a major record deal back then. So
Okay.
yeah,
So, how you just dropped the album, The Takeover, with 14 tracks.
well, actually, I haven't dropped it yet.
Okay.
That's still in the process. Probably gonna drop later on this summer, but dropped a single called "Streets Gonna Pull You In" last
Right.
month. Then dropped another single, July 22nd, called "I Miss You."
Right. And I was just about to ask you about that song, I Miss You. I know it was over a friend of yours that passed away, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, I'm pretty sure he was close to you. Was he part of your crew or he was just a friend of yours?
Nah, he was actually a good family friend, man. Him and my dad knew each other, 30, 40 years, man, long time. And great guy, man. He We happened to went to my niece's baby shower one night, and then came back to my little brother's house in the neighborhood and at like midnight, man, and some cats rolled by that it had nothing to do with either one of us, or what I mean, looking for somebody else, and just started shooting, man, and he got shot, and he died that night, man. He was 65 years old, man. He
Oh
was
man.
yeah, man. He was loved by everybody, man, and that one really hurt, man. You know what I mean? So it you'll hear me in the song say bullets have no eyes, man. And,
Yes.
you got these cowards that just come by. They don't care who they hurt. You know what I mean? Who they kill or whatever, man, and just start letting off. So that's pretty much what happened. And in the song, I kind of tell that story. Um, that one kind of resonate. He was standing like 2 feet away from me when he got hit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think God kind of had his hand on me, man, to keep one of them bullets from hitting me. So
Right. And so at this point, did you say, well, wait a minute, this is crazy. Was you still doing music at this point or
yeah, this was only a year and a half ago. September will be 2 years
wow,
that this incident happened.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
so it was
that's still
pretty
new.
recent.
It's still new. It's still
Yeah,
new.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
So you wrote the song
yeah,
I Miss You over that incident.
yeah.
What was going through your mind at that point when you saw that go down? What
When
was
I
running
when I
through
wrote
your head?
when the incident happened.
Yeah.
Man, like I mean, all kind of stuff, man. I mean, growing up in the neighborhood, you kind of the sad thing you see that stuff happen a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say you get numb to it, but the reality of it is you could be here 1 minute and go on the next. You know what I mean? So what was really running through my head was just what I said a minute ago. Was like, man, this man didn't deserve this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it went from anger to hurt to back to anger to, you know what I mean? Because second of all, I had nothing to do with whoever these dudes was looking for. You know what I mean? My little brother who was there and another friend. None of us had anything to do with this stuff. So it was all of that anger and wanting to go back to my teenage years and my early 20s and act like that, you know what I mean? But you know, I mean, one thing, man, you can't bring nobody back. So you just gotta, you know, let nature take its course, man. So it was a bunch of emotions, man. And actually when I wrote the song, you know, I kind of wrote the song as I was crying when I wrote the song. You know what I mean?
So so that meant a lot.
Yeah, man, you kind of feel the pain in the song. And the thing is that, you know, a lot of us, we wait until somebody's laying in the casket before we say I love you, before we say I miss you. You know what I'm saying? So and that's why you'll see on the single cover, I have a title, I have a casket on the you know, on the cover with roses on there. You know what I mean? Give people their roses while they can still smell them, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to, you know, because it happens to everybody. Not, you know, everybody getting shot or whatever. It could be somebody that just passed away from natural causes. But a lot of people will wait until that person's dead and gone before they say I love you or I miss you or you know what I mean? Tell them why they still why they can still hear you, you know?
Yeah, and you know, sometimes us men, we tend not to say I love you because it feels like it takes from us. You know, like you take another man because you tell another man you love him.
Right.
You know, and at one point I was like that. Like I said it to myself, but I wouldn't say it to the person directly. I grew up.
Right.
You know? When I really became a man, I understood that it's all right to tell a brother, yo, I love you. You know, because if there's no love, man, then where are we going to end up in life?
Right.
And if you got love in your heart for someone, then you got God in your heart because God is love. You feel me?
Exactly.
And knowing where we both come from, you know, that side of the fence.
Yeah.
It takes the mentality of those individuals. Most of them say, well, I can't tell my brother I love him because he's going to think I'm soft.
Right.
You know, and that's not the way it should be. You know, and it's like a trend. It's like everybody's like, it's like a wave. The way you know we come up. We do it. Young ones do it after us, and the young. So we have to break that cycle and let our young brothers know that it's okay to tell a brother you love him. You know what I'm saying? And not just say you love him, but you got to mean it.
Right.
You know, and be official, be authentic, be 100%. You know, so I get it, man. I get exactly what you're saying, and you know, when you say you love this brother, man, you know, I understand because I got some brothers I love myself, you know, and my kids, you know, so I get it.
Yeah.
So you did some music. You opened up for some amazing people. You know, I'm not sure where exactly you opened up for some of these guys, you know, Ice Cube, Public Enemy, Run DMC, NWA, Too Short. How was that feeling for you when, before everything, when you found out, hey, Shug, you're opening up for Ice Cube, and what was that going through your head when you heard that?
Back then, man, it was just pure excitement. You know what I mean? Just wanting to be heard, wanting these guys to hear my stuff, and really trying to validate to myself that I could stand on stage with these guys. You know what I mean? And that was way before I even had a record deal. I was because I had a friend who was a concert promoter, so he would put me on stage. You know, he would promote concerts all over the country. And I got so good at it to where it almost caused a lot of havoc a lot of times between me and other artists who people was coming to see. You know what I mean? But me, man, I was a cocky young guy and very confident, and I used to tell myself like, hey, these guys can do it, I can do it. So, but it was pretty much, I was looking at it as a respect thing and just something to push myself and challenge myself.
Right.
Some of these guys wasn't taking it like that, and like, who this dude, trying to outshine us. So, but yeah, but at the end of the day, man, me and a lot of those guys became good friends. Me and Q became good friends. Easy became like a big brother to me. He actually tried to get me off Def Jam and sign me to Ruthless, but Def Jam wasn't letting me go. Wow. You know what I mean? And then when I signed to Def Jam, actually me and Public Enemy was label mates. You know what I mean? So all these things really I had dreamt about was actually starting to come true, man. And I learned way back then, like, man, when they would talk about, man, dreams only come to people who sleep. Well, no, dreams do come true if you pursue them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I started learning that a long time ago, man, because all those things I dreamt about, and they started actually coming to fruition, man. So
and it's funny you say that, because I say it all the time. Anything that you dream of, well, my model first is think it, believe it, and achieve it.
Right.
Just goes right back to what you said, dreaming. When you dream about something that you want, you gotta go after it, and you cannot stop. You got to keep going. You're gonna go through, You're gonna go through some bumps in life, because nothing in life is easy, especially when you're doing something positive. It's much harder than when we do negative things. You know what I'm talking about, because it's easy to do those negative things because it's right there. But when you're focused on doing something positive, something you got in your mind, something that's going to benefit you in a bigger way in the future, it's harder to get to, because you got to put a lot of work into it.
Right.
So it's an amazing thing that when you dream something, you pursue it. If because sometimes if you cut it off halfway and you turn and do something else, sometimes you might wonder and be like, man, I wonder what I would have been if I would have kept going.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So why not do it? Go as far as you can with it till there's no, you can't no more, and then see where you at.
Yeah. Well, my motto is if the sky's the limit, then why stop halfway?
Okay.
You're trying to reach the sky. Why are you gonna stop halfway? So you got to go through it, and like you said a minute ago, you're gonna go over those bumps. You're gonna hit those bumps. You know what I'm saying? And thing about that is a lot of people get to those bumps and then they want to either try to go around them,
yes,
or back up and find another direction or something, man. But what you trying to go for is straight ahead, man. You know what I mean? So I try to go over that bump, man, and believe me, there's been a lot of bumps in the road.
Yeah, and and you have to go through those bumps. It's mandatory. To get to where you want to go, you have to go through those bumps. You can't go around the corner like you said, or the other way, because it's just going to take longer. You're taking a longer route when you get off track. So just stay on track, deal with it, because like you said, we're going to have those issues to get to. Everybody has those issues.
Everybody.
Just a lot of people don't talk about it, but we all do, and but the thing is to stay focused and don't let nothing interfere with what you got going on. People say, "Oh, you got these haters," listen, that's their job. You can't get mad for a person for doing their job.
Right.
You can't. So if I'm a hater, my job is to hate on you.
Right. Exactly. Bingo.
Right? So I'm not going to get mad at you for playing your position.
Right.
I'm playing my position. Right. So if you're a fan of mine and you hating, because if you don't got haters, you ain't doing nothing.
You ain't doing something right.
Okay. So if any hater out there ain't got nobody to hate on, they can hate on me. Okay? You can hate on me, you can hate on Jackson. All you want. We take all that negativity.
Yeah, I say it all the time, man.
Mhm.
I say it all the time.
Yeah. So so it is, not easy to get to these goals, and we're gonna have bumps to get to. But the thing is, um, Jackson, is you go with the flow, and if you believe in what you're doing, listen, only you can make it happen. Only you can
That's
drive
right.
that car. Only you can drive that car. It's your future. It's your dreams,
Right.
your thoughts, your opinion on everything that you want to do. So you just do it,
That's right.
right? Just do it and,
Yeah.
and see what the results are, because
Yeah.
it's crazy. So you also have received 4 mics in the Source magazine
Mm-hmm.
for the song was the Murders.
Huh?
For what song was that? 86
That was 86 to Madness, the album. Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was that about? What was that song about? Was it a song?
86 to Madness, that was actually the title track of my first album on Def Jam. And the song is talking about the term 86 is like, get rid of. So I made a song called 86 the Madness, which meaning talking about going inside the brain of a lunatic, you know what I mean? And try to dive into what they're thinking. And they're going through all this stuff. So try to get the madness out, 86 to Madness.
Right.
And really just trying to tell a story of, because I don't believe anybody was born bad, you know what I mean?
No.
Something happened along the way.
Of course.
And a lot of people don't have nobody to talk to, or they're too ashamed or too afraid to talk to somebody. And when you have people like that, all this stuff builds up and builds up and builds up. And we know what happens when something builds up, right?
Yeah.
It comes out eventually, and it comes out the wrong way most of the time. Right. So when I wrote the song, that the 86 to Madness, was pretty much giving a glimpse of what goes on in the neighborhoods. You got all this pressure, you got poverty, you got,
you got racism, you got all types of stuff.
Yeah, you got all this stuff, and all that stuff equates to pressure.
Yeah.
And pressure busts pipes, you know what I mean? So that's what pretty much what that was talking about, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So
it's amazing because I listened to some of your songs and you said in one of your comments in your bio, you said something about making soft music. It's not always has to be that hip hop. Because you got to switch up the game, and I get it. You got to hit all avenues. You got to hit the soft side, the tough side, all these sides of a person's, feelings, right?
Yeah.
And that's good because you're touching every subject. A lot of rappers stick to one thing, the streets. They talk about streets, pimping, guns, prostitution, and the music is almost kind of the same. They just switch it up. But you're trying to reach out and touch people's hearts to music. And that's what I like about it when I heard it. Especially I Miss You.
Appreciate it.
So I get it. I get where you're coming from with that. You also did a song named Dear Daddy.
Yeah.
That was for your father before he crossed over.
Yeah.
What was running through your mind when you wrote that song?
Man, a lot of stuff, man. Really happiness, sadness. The happiness part was he didn't have to suffer no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he suffered, man. Cancer, died from cancer.
Oh, my father did too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You see what I'm saying? So, and to watch him suffer, man, really tore all of us apart. You know what I mean? And there are many families around the world that see their loved ones suffer. So the sadness was losing him and not having him here no more physically. But I came to understand that in my eyes, it's not goodbye, but I'll see you again someday.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to write that song, and it's named "Dear Daddy." It's talking about my father, but it's talking about everybody's father. It's
Right.
talking about everybody's mother, their brother, their sister, their friend, or anybody. And it's again one of those things. It's like, man, once they're gone, they can't hear you anymore. They can't hear you say "I love you." They can't. You can't hug them anymore. You can't, any of that. So do it while they're here. And to touch on the sensitive side, because I was asked years ago, a guy asked me on Facebook, actually, because a lot of stuff I write on Facebook, a lot of, people think it's sensitive or whatever, but I got a message and it was saying, sure, as you get older, man, you get more sensitive. I said, no. What it is that I realized I was always sensitive. I'm just man enough now to show it.
That's right. Amen to that.
You know what I'm saying? Is
Bro.
that every one of us is born sensitive. When
Right.
we're born crying, right?
That's right.
It means we have feelings. So
That's
we're
right.
born sensitive. As we get older, a lot of us, we want to harden with the world. We want to harden because we don't want somebody else to think that we're soft, we're a punk, we're whatever.
Right. Especially where we come from. Especially where we come from, because
exactly.
we're always taught to be tough and fight back, and no man cry. Well, let me tell you something. Highlights. Why can't a man cry? What makes a man's tears make him a punk?
Right.
Right. So we have to break that cycle and let people know, like we was talking earlier, it's okay to feel sensitive. We have feelings too, not just the women. We have feelings. So if a woman see that side of you, she might say, well, I can't have him, a man. He's soft. He's weak.
Right.
No, baby, I go all out.
Right.
It's that once you grow into manhood, you realize that it's okay to drop a tear. It's okay to say I love you. It's okay to feel sensitive because we're human, man. We ain't, we ain't, you know what I'm saying, brother?
Right.
So I get what you're saying, man. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I know that before you became who you are today, because you look like a great, straightforward man, and I'm gonna bring you back 20 years from where you at today.
All right.
Okay. You was a troubled child. You was going around doing that thing. I know you got some problems in the streets where you broke your neck in 3 places.
Yeah.
And you have got shot in that, right?
I got stabbed.
You got stabbed.
Yeah.
What made you transition to who are you today? Because the reason why I asked that is because I know guys my age today, they're 50s and they still acting like they ain't in their 20s.
Right.
And the reason why I say this is because somewhere along the line in your life, you have to go through something that's going to hit you in the head and say, whoa, wait a minute, I gotta step back and look at what I'm doing. I don't want this in my life. I want to be this. When was that point in your life?
I think the point in my life was after my first daughter was born.
Okay.
Right, my first child, and that was December 1st of '95, and I got stabbed less than a half inch from my heart September 8th of 1995. November 18th, same year, 2 months later, I got in a car accident, broke my neck in 3 places, and then December 1st, my first child was born.
Wow.
So I went through all these things back to back to back. And I think, and I've always been a guy that pretty much loved everybody. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because that's the way we was kind of raised. We was raised. You know what I mean? I've always been that type. But to be honest, when I signed with Def Jam back in '91, man, I was, you talking about a kid coming from the neighborhood, ain't had nothing. You give him a little bit of money and some fame, and you start to think that you Superman.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was already a guy that wasn't afraid of anything anyway.
Right.
So you put all that on it. Now you got a guy whose head is bigger than the whole city.
Can you imagine that? Carrying all that weight on your shoulder?
Right.
Hold on.
Right. So, and that was me, man. And I
Right.
think by me going through that stuff, I think that was one way of God saying, hey, I gave you this. I got a bigger purpose for you,
That's right.
and I can't take it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I really, man, I really started to feel like, man, I'm here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So that really kind of started me to changing. You know what I'm saying? And like, wow, I got this voice. Because when I broke my neck in 3 places, they wanted to take a piece of my hip bone and fuse it in my neck.
Oh wow.
But the doctor told me there was a 50-50 chance that it could change, it could mess with my voice box and change my voice.
Wow.
And I was like, no, the other option was to wear a neck brace for 3 months, which is what I did.
Okay.
Because I realized, and people used to always tell me, man, you have a powerful voice, and your voice, right? So when that doctor said that to me, I realized, like, wow, my voice could be going.
Mm.
You know, this is, what makes my bread, makes my money. You know, what I mean, this is what God gave me. So I mean, it was a lot of little things, man. And then, I'm gonna tell you a story, man. When I got stabbed, man, and the night I got stabbed, they took me to the hospital. They had the tube in my throat, and they was cut me on the side so they could put these tubes in me to keep me from drowning on my own blood. Anyway, I died. I was pronounced dead on the operating table for over 4 minutes. Right. So they brought me back. When they brought me back, there was this black lady, and I remember her face like it was yesterday, but she was rubbing on my head, and she was saying, "That's right, baby, come back to me."
Mm.
And 2 weeks later, after I got out the hospital, I went back to the hospital because my aunt worked there, and I asked my aunt to introduce me to this lady, and I described the lady. She said, "Pat, there was nobody in the room like that."
Ooh.
So she took me to the doctor that performed the surgery. I described the lady, and he said, "Sir, there was nobody in the room like that."
Wow.
Fast forward that happened in Tucson, Arizona. Fast forward to November 18th. Now in Phoenix, Arizona, when I got in the car accident, the next day when I came to in the hospital, the same exact lady was standing over me, rubbing my head, saying the same thing. "That's right, baby, come back to me." And as she walked out the room, I could literally see the doctors walking in the room as she's walking out.
Wow.
And that's when I realized I had an angel.
Oh, amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I tell that story all the time to people, man, and I tell them I believe in angels. I know what I saw
That's right.
when I passed away for them 4 minutes, man. You know what I mean? But and the thing about it is again, a lot of people you'll hear, and I just said it a minute ago about how I wasn't afraid of anything.
Right.
But that's a lie. We're all not afraid of anything unless we're faced with it.
That's right.
And until I was faced with having to fight on that operating table, the hardest fight of my life to stay alive, you know what I mean? I was afraid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I started to become the man that I am now, man, realizing that any second, anything can happen, man. And it's like I hear people call the person out in the park, slaying in the park, a bum. That angers me when I hear that.
Yeah, me too.
That person ain't a bum. That person just had something and lost it, or
Yeah.
said the hell with the world. You know what I mean? A person that ride around with a pocket full of money all day, but want you to spend your money on them, that's a bum.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things, man, that I've gone through or I've seen people go through, man, that kind of make me appreciate life a lot more, man. And
Yeah. And I'm sorry, and I'm glad that you caught it
yeah,
because some of us don't catch it. And like I
oh,
said earlier, there's guys still in the street when I was coming up, still out there.
right,
Like it's still in the 80s. This is a whole new millennium. We working different. We moving different. You guys are
right,
still out here. So, I see that, and that drives me to keep doing what I'm doing, as far as my podcasting and acting, because that's what I do,
yeah,
that motivates me. But
right,
I see too that just like I got a story, you got a story, those people that are fortunate than us have a story too.
Right.
And like you said, you don't know when you see a bum, you be like, that's a bum. You don't know what that person has went through. Look, I'm gonna tell you a story. I went to this place here in Boston we call Mass Ave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's where all the addicts, all the people that live in the street be hanging. And this looks like a mob. Like it's like a whole block. They got it and they it's like all in the world. They're doing the whole thing. I was driving through there one day, right? And this guy, I had stopped at the light, and this guy was crossing the street. He had his little carriage, and he had a whole lot of cans and mad clothes, but he didn't have any shoes, and it was hot. I know that. I know the concrete was hot, so I felt bad for the man. I pulled around, and I opened my trunk. I had a pair of Timberlands in my car. I probably wore them like twice. I just threw them in the back, and I said to the guy, "Hey, buddy, you need some shoes?" And he goes, I would love to have some, but I can't afford any. I said, what size are you? He goes, 9, my size. I said, hold on a second, I got something for you. I went to the trunk, I got the boots, I gave him a pair of socks, and I gave him the boots. This guy's eyes got as red. You know when you cry so much your eyes get red?
Right.
I got like that. And he gave me I let him hug me,
Right.
Because I'm loved. I don't care.
Great.
I don't care how you look, man. If you need my love, I'm gonna give you love. So I give him a hug, and he says to me, "No one ever gave me anything. No one has ever gave me anything."
Wow.
And so he said, "My tears of being appreciative. I appreciate what you did for me." I said, "That's fine, brother. It's fine to have plenty of stuff." So I said to him, "What can I ask you? Like." What do you do? You know what he says to me? He said, I used to be a doctor. I used to be a doctor. Lost my wife, lost my house, lost my job. I didn't know how to deal. I didn't know how to deal with it. I bumped into a guy, introduced me to heroin, and here I am today.
Wow.
So with that being said, it blew my mind because sometimes we complain about things that we do at like work. I don't want to go to work. I'm tired of work. Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And those things that we don't, the little things that we don't appreciate, man. Other people wish they had.
Right.
So that hit me, and I was like, man, thank you, Lord, for the little bit that you give me. Because we don't have it all. We played the game. We was at the top at one point. And when you lose it, you know how it feels. But we're fortunate to bounce back up. Some people are not fortunate to bounce back. Let's stay where they at because they don't know how to hustle. See, that's the good thing about that. I'm glad the streets taught me was to be a hustler. Right. So if you got that street hustle, you take all that and you was good at it, and you do it to something positive, man, you're gonna be a genius.
Right.
Right. You're gonna be. So when he said that to me, I said, God, thank you. But I was happy because I did something positive. He was happy because he had some shoes. But it also told me anyone can be out here. Doctors, when he said he was a doctor, it blew my mind. And so you really got to see your surroundings and who, and you can't judge people because you don't know what they've been through.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I get it. Man. So I get it when you say that changed your life. Because God don't make mistakes. You said that earlier.
Right.
We're not mistakes, because if we were mistakes and we wasn't here to be born, then we would have died at birth.
Right. That's right.
So you're right. We here for a purpose. Yeah. All day. And
every one of us.
Right. And everything that happens in your life, it's not a mistake.
No.
God don't make mistakes. Those are bumps that you need to go in your life so you can learn from it, teach it, and be better at it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
that's right.
Now I say to the Lord, listen, God, anything that happens to me, I don't get mad. I tell my son be like, Pop, I'll be heated. I'll be this. I'll be like, son, for what? What's that going to do for me?
Right. Right.
Put me in a bad mood. You might say something to me. I'm going to snap at you. You ain't got nothing to do with it. Would you like that? He goes, nah. I go, all right then. So I'm gonna let it be. Let it ride. So,
Right. Right.
okay. So he'd be like, okay. So you was getting into a lot of trouble back then, and having your daughter made you, slow down and kind of see things different. Your friend there that got shot. So you said something, and on your bio you needed to talk about your street life because getting in trouble wasn't all it is cracked up to be.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I see that's kind of like what we're talking about right now.
Right.
Because our new generations seen us coming up. They see the Jews, the
Yeah.
ice, the cars,
Yeah.
and they think that's what it is. But that's what we thought it was.
Right.
But when you become a man like you and I, we know that that's not what it is.
No,
it's
not at
all
all.
it's all a screen. It's
Right.
all a screen smoke. So when you get older and you start to know the business, then
Right.
you'd be like, damn, if I would have known that then, I would have been ahead today. But I think that system was made like that at that point for us to, you know.
Right.
So that's why we struggle a lot in the industry to get what we want to get, because you can be an artist, you can sing, but if you don't know the back part, the backside of the business, then you're gonna keep going in circles.
That's
And
right.
people are gonna take your money and promise you things that are never gonna happen.
That's
So
right.
you need to get into the industry as much as you can, learn the business, ask questions, because asking questions doesn't make you stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think a person that's stupid is a person that acts like they know what they said and don't have a clue.
Yeah.
So I always say, if I don't know anything, I'll be like, can you break that down for me? I don't understand what you're saying, because I need to understand that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I bump into the next person, I can tell them what to do, or say, hey, it's not this, was like this. So
the dumbest question is the one that was never asked.
exactly.
So
I'm glad that you're you've seen this happening and you change your life over, and you're doing some great things. If people want to see your music, what website can they go into and see your stuff, your music?
the website shugjackson.net. They can go on there and see videos and all that stuff. Also on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel, Shug Jackson. They can follow me on Instagram at Shug Music. Also on Facebook.com/Shug Jackson. Spotify. I'm on Spotify. Every music platform you could think of, I'm on there. So
okay, that's I got something here. Let's see. This is a song by you and featuring Walt Anderson called "Congratulations." You want to hear this, and you can tell me about it. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I drop to my knees, Lord, hear my prayers. The world's going crazy. People don't care. Guilty people living, innocent dying. Babies getting killed inside of here. His mom's crying. Some fools came through and shot up the hood. How niggas do drive-bys I never understood. They never hit the person they want. It's so dumb. The motherfuckers doing the shooting thinks it's so fun. And when the smoke clears, there's a baby left dead. Nothing to do with I got a bullet in his head. 5 years old, guy, just coming home. I know you're gonna tell him that he did nothing wrong. That shot him? I hope you hear this song. You're gonna suffer in some way as life goes on. You feel like a man now? I hope you celebrate. Took an innocent child's life. Congratulations.
Tell me about that song, "Congratulations."
What'd you say?
Tell me about that song. I love that song. When I heard it, I was like, wow, this is deep.
That song came about, man. I was watching the news one day, and it popped on the screen. It was breaking news: a kid had got shot in a drive-by. He was sitting on his couch in his own home. A bullet came through the window and hit the kid.
Wow.
Killed the kid. A 5-year-old kid that had nothing to do with nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it kind of made me think, because this happens all over the place. Yes. You know what I mean? Kids that, man, just want to live life, just want to have fun, just want to grow to be old. You know what I mean? Just want to be kids. And they got to, you know, worry about going outside the house. They got to worry about sitting inside the house watching TV, and you know, and a bullet comes through there and hit a kid, man. So that's, and the congratulation part came with me just telling guys, like, or people just like, you know, congratulations, look what you just did. You know what I mean? That made you a big man now, huh? You know, take an innocent person's life. Congratulations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
So it's, we hear it. I mean, we see it. We hear it. It happens to our loved ones, you know. And then not only does it change just you as an individual that knew the person, it changed the whole family.
Yeah.
Both sides. The person that pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
And the kid that got hit. Both families have changed forever.
That's right.
You know, off of one idiot's actions, you know what I'm saying? So congratulations.
Right, I get it. Yeah.
You know.
It's a good metaphor. That's just a good metaphor. Congratulations, you know. But, you know, it's true, man. And it's sad to say it happens a lot in our neighborhoods, you know. Yeah. And we need to change, you know. We need to change. We need brothers like you to spread the message through your music, because that's what they listen to, is the music. So we got to find somehow, some way to put this message in these young kids that, you know, if you get into an argument, it's okay. People have arguments. Don't push it where you have to go get a gun and kill and take someone's life. Like, that's cowardness. You know, back in the days, you know, they used to be like, yo, square up. That was the first thing that came out of our mouth.
Right.
Oh, square up.
Square
okay.
Up.
We banging. Win or lose, you had to walk away with your head up, because I always say this, right, Shug? If you in a fight and supposedly we say you lost because the other guy beat you up, right? Mm-hmm. To me, I don't see that as a loss.
No.
I see that as one, bravery, and two, because you stood your grounds.
Right.
And three, he was just a better fighter than you. That's
it.
That day. He was just a little better than you with the hands, and he got the best of you. But I don't look at him as a loser because he fought back.
Right.
Regardless, a loser to me is a person that sits there and gets smacks and stands there with grown man stuff and sits there and let another man smack him in the face and don't do nothing. That to me, that's a loss. Yeah, that's a lose. But you know, so people need to know the difference. Because I don't see no loser in that.
Well, the to me, the problem with a lot of this generation is they're so afraid to be looked at as soft to their homeboys, or, you know, as a punk or as a coward. We're not really realizing that the things that you're doing is making you those words.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? It's not, I mean, somebody can call you anything under the sun. As long as you don't answer to it, it doesn't make you that.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
As long as they're not coming up to you physically, putting their hands on you, they can stand over there and say whatever they want to.
That's right.
Problem with this generation, they feel like they got to react to everything.
Right.
And that reaction, 9 times out of 10, is pulling out a gun and shooting somebody. Mm-hmm. And then you want to feel like a big man or a big woman because you just shot somebody. The scariest person on the planet will kill you first.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And this is what I think, and I try to tell cats all the time, these type of things. A man will turn around and walk away. A woman will turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A coward is a person that can be provoked to do something.
That's right.
Because now you got to feel like you got to stand your ground.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the coward part in you that's saying, hey, I don't want to be looked at as a coward. I got to react to this. When in all actuality,
Right.
you're a coward because you reacted to it.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? So I think is, a lot of people start kind of really feeling, first of all, feel good about yourself, man. First of all,
Right. Yes.
you know what I
You
mean?
gotta love you
You
first,
gotta
right?
love you. Exactly. Exactly. You gotta feel good and love yourself. You know what I mean? And love yourself enough to be able to walk away from stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Love yourself enough to be able to say, hey, I got bigger and better things going on than to deal with somebody like you that's gonna ruin the rest of my life. First of all,
Yeah.
I kill
Yeah.
you, I go to prison for the rest of my life.
That's
So
right.
both of us is gone.
That's right.
There's no win in it. So,
No. Yeah. I,
there's no win in that, man.
it's not, and you're right. Because when these some of these young cats, man, they're not thinking,
No.
and they realize after they made the mistake when they're on the run and they sitting home and they thinking, man, if I get caught, I'm going to do life. They don't want to do life. So
Right.
why did you commit the crime? Like, you got choices. That's what I want to tell these kids. You have a choice,
Yes.
and you don't have to hang with the bad crowd to be cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can be cool just all by yourself, and the girls will love you. But some of these generations, think that if the tougher they are, that the girls are gonna love them and the
Right.
guys are gonna respect them. I get it, but that's not the way. You can get respect and love in a different way.
Right.
So that's where we're a little confused with this generation.
Yeah,
And
man.
how they thinking and how they think what's cool and what they think is cool today. You and I be like, that ain't cool. You couldn't
ain't
do
cool,
that
no.
you couldn't do that back in our time. You
No.
get checked. You get
Right.
checked, or you'll be in the alley somewhere. Because what I've noticed, Shug, is that there are no street codes.
No more. No.
No more.
No, it's going.
It,
It's going. In fact,
we
I say that in the song I have called "Streets," the streets gonna pull you in. I say that same exact thing that you just said.
okay,
People don't live by rules and codes no more.
right?
You know what I mean? It's nowadays it's really about me, I. Look at me.
Selfishness. A lot
Yeah,
of selfishness.
right. But you said the key thing too, though. Once they pull that trigger and that thing goes bang, first of all, this is not a cartoon. You can't push pause and the bullet gonna stop.
That's right.
And once they pull that trigger, now they want to think about all the consequences that come with it. Right. Instead of thinking about that ahead of time. Right. Now you want to sit around and cry. Now you want to run and hide. Right. These are all the things you should have thought about beforehand. You see what I'm saying? And we got to change that. And not only that, and it goes on in the neighborhood way too much, man. We always pointing the finger, okay?
Right.
Blaming it on so and so, whatever. No, we gotta look at us, me.
Yeah, it starts at home. It starts at home. You gotta see how you bringing them up, and
right.
You're right. They commit these crimes, and they, like you said, they go home and they think about it. Oh my God, I'm going to do this, and that. Well, then that means that you just faked yourself. You thought you were something that you wasn't.
Right.
So you're not really a thug. You just a regular guy thinking you were cool and did something for your friends to look at you different, and now you scared. Now you don't want to go to prison. Then on top of that, you telling on everybody who was there. Johnny was there. Rod was there. Drove the car. Then grabbed the gun, gave it to me, and oh my God, it's like what type of street codes you guys are running?
Right.
Right. So I don't get it. So why be in that situation if those are the things that you're going to end up doing and putting yourself in danger going to prison after you done told on your friend? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to watch out for that. And you got to watch out for the person that you killed that don't have family members in the prison that's going to come after you.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's a no-win situation, man.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, exactly.
My advice to these young generations that are coming up, if you're going to do music, do music. Express your feelings, your thoughts through your music. See, when we had problems with the next dudes on the block,
Mm-hmm.
you know how we used to fight them?
Mm-hmm.
We'd be like, yo, meet us on the block. Have
Yeah.
radio man. Tunum, 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 tunum,
Yeah.
tunum, tunum,
Yeah.
tunum. That's how we used to battle. You know?
Yeah.
That's what's the beef.
Yeah.
We there was no hands. We was like, yo, I got
Yeah.
a problem with you. And then you push him, he push you, and next minute, you know, we break dancing. We
Break
battle. You know,
Right.
and that was
And
that's
nobody got hurt.
nobody got hurt.
Nobody
That was
got
how we
hurt.
beefed. New York, in New York, you know, in the Bronx, that's what went down. Oh, yo, and you know, back in them days, we were deep. Like
Right.
break dancers were deep. It was probably 15 or 20 dudes against 15 or 20. It could have got ugly.
Yeah. Oh,
Fast.
yeah. Oh,
Real
yeah.
fast.
Oh,
So
yeah.
how did people deal with their issues back then? Even if it was verbally, you know, they go down to the street corner and they battle.
Right.
Whoever wins, take it all. So why not do it here with the music? Music's say what you say to your music. You don't have to pick up a gun. You can murder someone else through your music.
Through your music.
Shut them
Right.
down. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah.
change is the strategy. You wanna shut somebody down. He's coming at you. Well, this is how you do it. Go into the music, go in the booth, and shoot him down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
It's sad, man, that the whole landscape of music, man, has changed in that way, man. You know, it's not, you know, you got guys really going to do stuff and then telling on themselves in the music.
Yeah. Hey, you know? Shug, like who does that?
I mean,
like,
yeah,
that?
exactly.
Like,
yeah, you know what I mean? It's crazy. You know, it's one thing in telling a story of what goes on in the neighborhoods or in the streets or wherever, you know what I mean, in life in general.
Right.
It's another thing to be talking about some actual stuff, the actual weapon, the actual getaway car, you know, all this, you talking about all this stuff that these people are actually investigating.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do you know this stuff?
Right.
See, so, and then want to have the nerve to say somebody snitched on them. Right. No, you told on yourself.
That's right.
And that's the day and age of this generation with the social media. Social media could be a good thing, also could be a curse. That's right. You know, so depends on how people use it, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, you know what I mean? Facebook has made a lot of gangsters. You know, Instagram has made a lot of gangsters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gangsters behind the screen and not realizing, man, that that's not a life you want to glorify. It's not a life you want to live, man.
No.
If you're not cut from that cloth, man, you don't want to live that. And another thing people don't really understand is that words have power, man. What you put out there,
it's what you
9
get
times out of 10 is gonna come back to you.
That's right.
So if you're talking this tough stuff, it's gonna come back to you some way.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be tested on that.
Right.
In some way. And I tell people, it's another thing I tell a lot of young artists, man, is that you talk about stuff on your record. Yeah. Say you just so happen you go on a tour somewhere. You can go to a town with 2 people in it. One of those people is a fool.
Mm-hmm.
So it don't matter the size of the city. It just matter, you know, the size of the dog there that's barking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you might run into that dog. So be careful what you talk about. You know, and if you do choose to talk about all that type of stuff, be ready to deal with the consequences of it. Right. And know that you are the one that got to stand on that and don't point the finger at nobody else. You chose that. Yeah. You know what I mean? We all got a choice. You know, music, to me, music is a way to express
exactly
what I went through or what other people are going through.
Right.
And just tell a story of it, you know what I mean? Don't without glorifying it, you know what I mean? So,
right, it's okay to tell a story,
right?
You know, that's similar to yours, without getting yourself in trouble.
Right?
You know, or people pointing their finger and say, "Well, he probably has something to do with it because he's talking about it."
Right.
You know, but if you're making an assumption or just an opinion, then it's different.
Very different.
In your music. So, but these young cats, I've seen it. You know, I've seen like some guys 40 Glock in them, you know, talking crazy, and you know, one video going at each other. You know, and in the music, you listen to the music,
Right.
it's you know the same things that they shouldn't be saying, because it's going to get them in trouble. And
Right.
I think two of them did get in trouble because of what they put out as far as music. So,
Hmm.
and those are things that you don't talk about. Those are things that back in the days you keep. Them things that die with you. Those are secrets that you keep
Right.
with you. Either you
Right.
did and you got away, or you did and you didn't. Those are things you keep to yourself. You don't. Those are
Right.
things you don't want to put out.
Right.
You know, but they are. So I don't understand it. But I'm glad that you're in a different in a different in a different place. Your music is you can hear it in your music, the pain when you sing certain songs. You can tell that you're feeling it. Because I felt this. I knew this going really. He's singing it, but he's feeling it. You
Right.
know, and then you can
Right.
tell it in your tone of your voice that you know it is what it is. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you changed your life around, and that
Appreciate
you're
it.
and that you're putting out messages through your music.
Appreciate it.
You know,
Yeah.
because we need it, man. Especially in our society, we need brothers
Right.
like you and some of these other young rappers that are starting to realize that it's not actually what it is, and they're starting to switch their music around. So I'm proud of them too. Uh,
Yeah. Oh
that are
yeah.
starting to, and I'm thinking they hanging with older G's like yourself, you know, and others that they learning that hey,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
gangster rappers, a lot of them are it's just a show. You know,
Right.
it's
Exactly.
entertainment.
Exactly.
Maybe like 60% of them, it's entertainment.
Right.
You're right, but then
Right.
40% of it live that life
Right.
for real, for real.
Yeah.
But you don't need to expose that. There's other things you can talk about in
Right.
the world.
Right.
You know, instead of putting yourself on blast and then, you know, be a millionaire and then two mixed with it, you going in for murder because you don't put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah. It's
uh,
crazy, man.
it's really crazy. It's really
Yeah.
crazy. What song are you working on right now?
I actually do have a song, and I was going to tell you this earlier when we was talking about the crying. I have a song called "A Man Is Supposed to Cry." I'm gonna
A
send that
man
to
is
you when we get off of here. Actually, I'll send it to you.
okay.
But it's talking about what we was talking about earlier. So it was interesting that came up. But it's called "A Man Is Supposed to Cry," and
Right,
it's just that we feel like we got to go all up into the mountains and hide from people before we want to cry. You know what I mean?
right,
And all of that type of stuff. And a man, and I put quotations around the word man, is supposed to cry. Little Pump try to hide it.
right.
You know what I mean? So and I said it earlier. We came into this world crying, so
Mhm.
everybody know we can cry.
That's
So
right.
why hide it? And I used to be
Right.
that dude. I used to be that dude. Didn't want
Yeah,
to cry. I want to hold everything in,
yeah,
and I realized, man, that wow, because when it was coming out, it was coming out in like rage.
right.
You know what I mean? And I had to learn to like control that, like man, So I and this was years ago. You know what I mean? I just got to the point, man. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna hold this in no more, man.
Right,
And and when I say a man is supposed to cry, I'm not talking about just start crying for anything or
right, right,
whatever.
right,
But if you feel like you got to cry, if something is on your mind, man, or you got to go to the homeboy, you got to cry in front of the homeboy, do it.
right,
You got to go to your woman and cry, do it. You got to
right,
go to whatever, you know what I mean? Just let it out, because the longer it sits in there, it's going to come out someday.
right,
And it's going to come out in a way you don't want it to come out. Man. So,
right. Exactly. And
yeah,
and don't worry about what people think
right,
about you when you cry,
right,
because you know who you are as a person. You
right,
know what you can do if you get tested. Like that's not even the problem.
right,
When a man, true man, tears come out, it's because there's really a damn problem. There's an
right.
issue. You hurt. You
Yeah,
really hurt. Like you
yeah,
hurting. You
yeah,
know, it's hard to see because it's very rare for us men to cry,
right,
right?
right.
Right. So when I see a man crying, I know that man is deeply wounded. You
Well,
know
exactly.
that those tears are, and I'm not going to judge him any less than any other man because
Right.
he's crying because I've been there. I don't been on my room by myself crying like a
Man,
baby to God. you know, to God, to someone that, you know, we all praise and we don't even see, but I'm crying. I'm crying to him, right?
Right.
And the relief that I feel afterwards, because I had this conversation with God,
Man.
and I had to let him know that I was grateful. Those tears were because I was grateful of living, grateful for the things that I have, you know,
Mm-hmm.
grateful for my family and for the things that I ask of him, you know,
Right.
and I kneel on my knees because he's my king, you know, and it's okay for to cry and say, hey, listen, God, I'm going through this, you know, and I don't know how to deal with it. How am I going to deal with it?
Right.
You know, and
Right.
pretty much he'll guide you. But I don't see nothing wrong with a true man crying, man.
Nothing at all, man.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Yeah.
Give him a hug. If anything, give that man a hug, man. Let him know that he's loved. You know what I'm saying? And that there's
Exactly.
someone there. Boy, I'm here for you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Don't judge him.
Exactly. World would be a much better place, man,
Yeah.
if we all thought just like that right there, man.
Right.
And you know, love, man. To me, love. First of all, love has no color,
It's
and
no.
actually, love ain't never hurt nobody.
That's
The
right.
individuals hurt whoever. Love didn't
Yeah.
hurt them.
Right.
The individuals hurt them.
That's right.
So I tell people all the time, you know, because the first thing we want to do as human beings, once we get hurt, we want to close ourselves off to love. We don't want to, because we don't want to be hurt no more. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just try to tell people, man, love didn't hurt you.
Right.
You know, that individual did.
That's right.
So don't shut yourself off to love because of one individual or a few individuals hurt you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Continue to open up and let love in there, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
We all need love.
That's right.
I don't care who you are.
That's
We all
right.
need it. You know what I mean?
We all need it. That's right. Especially, you know, us men, you know, once you get older and you go through so much things in life, you kind of start to stick to yourself. You know,
Right.
where, you know, you don't hang with it too many people. Just to, you know, you start to become lonely, and not lonely because you want to. You start to be lonely because you see the movement. You don't want no part of that movement. You don't want to be hanging with the boys that smile in your face. You turn your back and they talking trash about you. So that's why you start with 10 friends, right? At the beginning. Then when you start to grow up and become a man, you probably got one, if that.
Bingo.
Or you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Because you don't already been through the bull crap and you already know what it is. So you know, a lot of us good men are by ourselves because we already know what it is. We don't want that. We're looking for something different, a change, something good, you know, good energy. So I get it, man. Like, you know, it's hard to grow up, you know, and become that man. And to be a good man and understand and be able to give those words like you do on your songs to open up people's minds and say, hey, I was here. That didn't work out for me. It's not crapped up what people say the music is, you know. So I gotta tell you the truth. This is what's really going on. You know? So we need more people like you that bring that to the light.
Yeah, you know? Appreciate it. And I really do think there's a lot of artists out there that do it or are capable of doing it. Mm-hmm. But again, that fear factor come in, you know what I mean? Especially a lot of us older artists who have a quote unquote image of doing something,
right?
You know, music a certain way. Now all of a sudden that you start talking about, you know, love and something positive, they feel like they're gonna be looked at a certain way. But it's another thing, man. I'll tell any artist from Cube to anybody, you know what I mean? Because I'm often asked, you know, Shug, what's your image? And the first thing I say is, human. My image is human. I don't have no image.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? When I'm at home, you know, I'm Patrick. You know what I mean? Yeah. When I go out there, I'm Shug, and I'm still Patrick to my family, friends, whoever. But I don't walk around in character. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what a lot of artists, they do. They walk around with this character because they feel like if they don't be seen in that light, you know, they're not gonna sell any more records. They're gonna be looked at a certain type of way.
Right.
You know what I mean? The whole thing is, man, is everybody's human. I don't care who you are.
That's right.
And if you keep that mindset, in my opinion, you know what I mean, it keep you first of all from going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, it keeps you from trying to be somebody you're not just to please the masses. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, man, and like you just said, you sit at home and cry. Ain't nobody sitting there with you.
That's right.
Ain't nobody feeling that pain with you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I just try to keep that perspective in mind, man, and realize that I ain't nothing more than human. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and another thing, I approach life as we're all two-faced. And what I mean by two-faced is we're all happy sometimes, we're all sad sometimes. You know what I mean? And if you're the type of person that, you know, want to walk around looking happy all the time, but inside you're really sad, you're gonna end up pretty much being a very miserable person.
Right.
So why not at least talk about being sad? I mean, if you talk about it, you're letting it out.
That's
You're
right.
just holding it in. So,
That's right.
and I'm not saying, you know, walk around sad all the time. You know, of course, you know, I mean, live your life. You got to do all that. But realize and identify that there are times you're going to be sad. There are times you're going to be mad. There are times you're going to be happy, man. So, and that's just a part of life.
Right.
And
people need to understand that. Mm-hmm. And that's why I like to be truthful and I come up with content about reality. Because if we don't sit here and talk the truth, then how are people going to learn?
Right.
You know, or if I didn't bring you on my show, who would know what Shug is or his personality is when he's not on stage? Okay, we know Shug, but we only know Shug on stage. So when Shug is performing, he needs to create that character because he's singing. He's an entertainer at that point.
Right.
But once you get up and you drop that mic and you hit that backstage, now you're Patrick. Now you're a whole different person. That's the person I want to know. I don't want to know the Shug on stage because I already know, you know, that's what he's a singer. He's an entertainer. But I want to know the other side of him, how interesting he is. Is he really humble? Is he really cool? Is it someone that I can kick it with and break bread with? You know, is it someone I can grow with or connect him to someone I know to help him grow in his career? You know, and you know, this platform is for that. So, you know, I'm glad that Donna brought you in because I think and I say that everyone deserves a platform.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody needs exposure, even including myself. I got the show. I've been out there, been doing this for a while, but still need exposure because I need to keep it going. Right. So I can help people like you come on the show and other people like the viewers that are watching now. I got my man King Malachi from Jamaica, great artist. He's dope. I'm trying to tell you, if you want to get with some Jamaican and do a collab, that's the man. Right now he hot in Jamaica. All the radio stations are hitting him up in Jamaica. He's popping right now.
Is that right?
Yeah, he popping in Jamaica. Not just Jamaica, but his music is reaching out because he reached out to me, so it's out here in the States as well. But he's a great songwriter. You know, that's someone you might want to talk to. King Malachi. You know, my brother Shug Jackson.
Shoot me his link when we get off here.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. And that way you can check him out on YouTube and check out the type of music. He's a good brother, man. Not just as an artist, but as a person. Everything is God with him. God, Allah, you know, the higher power. That's why I love him so much because he understands God first, family, God and family. That's it, and that's him. You know,
that's what's up.
Everything is positive with him. He talks. He got good contents. He got some good, you know, he got some good music. And right now he got a song out and it's popping in Jamaica right now. It's like, I would love you guys to link up and talk and collab and see if you guys can make something together.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I hooked them up with one of my friends from California, and they made a song.
That's what's up.
How cool was that? I was happy that I can make the connection happen, and to hear the song knowing that, oh man, I made this happen.
Made that happen.
Made me happy, and I had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I did. I connected them, but just to know that I connected two people and they came up with a great song, man, made me happy. I was like, wow.
Well, that's what's up. We got to keep you happy, man. I mean, him probably gonna have to do something together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, K Malachi, I'm gonna send you his info after this, and you can check him out on YouTube and check out his video, see how his flow is. Yeah. If it's something you think that you can work with, or beats, then guys collab and make it happen.
Oh, I love the Jamaican sound, so I'm sure we can make it happen.
Yeah, because people be like, oh man, we're gonna shoot a video. He's over there, I'm over here. Listen, this with today's technology, you don't need to be in Jamaica, or he don't have to be in Africa to make a song.
Right.
Send him the beat, he drop his track, you drop your verse, you shoot your video here, and then you send it to him. He shoot his video, and then put it together, and it looks like you guys were together, and he's over there, and you over here.
Oh yeah. But we can definitely link up and be in the same spot too, though.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah. That's good. I love it. So you have another song that I'm listening to called Angel.
Yeah.
I want to play that song real quick, and then we can talk about it. All right.
Learn. While some are happy with many, I search for one. As I journey through life, I finally understand the process of a boy that turns into a man. The lust and passion from girl to girl. And if you ain't ready, you can search the whole world for love. But you're looking all the wrong places for love. Infatuated with too many faces for love. A woman sex and not making love. The love that's not being felt from up above. But nowadays I find myself seeing the light and finding that one girl to make her my wife. The battle I had was trying to get over pride. I was stuck on the outside, but crying inside. Worried about homeboys and what they would say. But it was me being lonely at the end of the day. As I talked to the man above, he told me it's time to find that one girl that I call mine. My angel,
That right there. I heard that. I said, man, this dude. I heard that song. I said, man, he putting it down right now. And it's funny, right? But we were just talking about this.
Yeah.
And the fact that you got it in your music is there's no words. It is what it is. We're talking about it. It's in your music. Yeah. And we all need someone in our lives, right? We all need that special person in our life.
Yeah.
And because, believe it or not, people, when you have that certain person in your life, it's a certain boost that a man get when you got the right woman next to you. It's like a drive. You can be if she's a woman that's ambitious, motivated, everything a man wants in a package in a woman, and you got that woman, and you're late, just say that you're down and out. She's gonna bring you right where you need to be because the energy is right. Yeah. And she wants what you want, and we need that because loneliness can be painful sometimes.
Man.
It can be painful. And I say it because I've been single for 10 years, right? Mm-hmm. I see girls here and there, and sometimes I date them, but it's not what I'm looking for. Right. And sometimes my buddies be like, man, she fly as hell. I said, yeah, that's because you're looking at her at one way. I'm looking at her a different way. You see,
Right.
that's the difference between you and I, my brother. That
Right.
you ain't grown yet. You know,
Right.
mentally, you see the wrong things. I'm
Right.
looking for certain things. It's not, people say, "Oh, she got to be beautiful." To me, she don't have to be beautiful. She beautiful inside. If her heart's beautiful, man, and what she feels for me is real, and she wants the best for me, that's
Yeah.
the one for me. She can be mediocre looking, but that's all right. I'm okay with it as long
Right.
as you can find. See, because men, what we look for is secureness, just like women, right?
Yeah.
We want to be able to go to work, come home, and have that woman there. Hey, daddy, how you been? How was your day? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Not the one that's nagging all the time. Well, you just got from work and I don't want to cook. Like, we don't need that. That's
Right.
a downfall for us.
Drain your energy.
Especially if you're a man that you're ambitious, even though you work, you're still grinding. You got other things going on in your life. You're moving around. You need that woman to boost you, give you that boost. Vice versa.
Yeah.
You're doing the same for her. For the relationship could be for it to work out and be healthy. And for you as a musician to go to the studio with a clear mind and write your music because your partner got your back. She not nagging you. She ain't calling you 15. She call you 15 minutes ago to ask you the same question she asked you in a different way. I said, baby, you just asked me that question 20 minutes ago. You just switched it up. That's not healthy for a relationship. And for people that are doing positive things, we need the space and we need the trust.
Right.
And I think that would make a man go straight to the top where he needs to go. Like you said, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. So
we all need that backbone, man, and
it's hard to find.
We all need it, man.
It's hard to find, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How many women have you had in your life, and you ain't stayed with none of them yet? Oh, well, I don't know if you are with one now, but I'm saying
it's been.
You see all the ones that you thought that were going to be the ones.
Yeah. Oh
and,
yeah.
And they weren't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And a lot of that has to do with like you said, and that was a good point what you said a minute ago about you looking at them in the wrong way, because that's what I used to do.
Right.
Way back then, I would see the beautiful face, the nice body. I was looking at everything on the outside.
The outside, yeah.
You know what I mean? And not really caring too much about what was on the inside, and not as much as I should have anyway.
Right.
And then not only that, man, to be very honest, I really thought the world revolved around me back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I had to grow up and learn that it didn't revolve around me. And that, I did need that woman. Not behind me, but I need one right here next to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we can build this thing together. So that's where that song Angel come from. And a lot of people say that they're looking for the soulmate and all that, which is, fine. I just happen to use the word angel, and that's where that came from. So I think we all need that person, to kind of balance this out and help us grow and grow together.
Right.
Somebody that's not trying to change me, but want to help me change. And I'm not trying to change her, but want to help her change for the better.
If she need change, because you can be all right, you can be upset. Your whole demeanor as a man could be on point.
Yeah.
You just need the woman there to help you stay that way.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Help me be this man that I am today, so I can help you be that woman that you are today, because that's who I fell in love with.
Right.
So let's not change this. If anything, let's make it better.
Right.
If we can.
And that's what I mean by change. By changing together. Because you'll see a lot of people, they like say you might know some guy, he gonna meet a woman in a strip joint. And he falls in love with the woman in the strip joint, and then as soon as he get her out the strip joint, he wants her to start changing. Right. So that's the way you met her. Right. So now it's about, you can't change her. Don't try to change her in that sense. Right. Y'all try to change and grow together. That's what I mean? Maybe she'll peel away from that and she see that you're trying to help her get out of that. You know what I mean? So, and not try to, you need to take off those little shorts, and you need to take off that little shirt. Well, no,
demanding,
matter.
demanding her to do things. So
you see what I'm saying? So
right.
It's that way, change it and kind of help grow each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and I get it. And that's a good point that you just made about a stripper, finding a stripper and trying to make her a housewife. You listen. You can't make someone do anything they don't want to do.
Right.
Right. If you fall in love with someone that you think might be the one for you, but you're on the opposite side, say you're a rapper, she's a stripper, you manage, you in your mind should know that's her job.
Right.
But, okay. So you know. But if you're trying to bring into a household where you want her to be a wife, then you got to see if she has those type of qualities to change to become that woman.
Right.
Or if she really wants to be different and become relationship.
Yeah.
So it really is up to the individual. So
right.
I try to find someone that's kind of similar to what I'm like, because I know what I like, and if there's a few things that we need to change, it's not much to work on. But I'm not going to go to the opposite of me, knowing that I got to put in a lot of work
right.
to get this individual to be where on my level,
right.
Even though I'm in love with her smile or the way she spoke to me, that don't matter to me no more.
Right.
The smiling, the winking, the body, that don't matter. I'm looking for something different. I'm looking for something special, something specific in my life, because I already had that. I don't been around the cities. I don't really had put in the work with these young girls that I was involved with. It's a different time. I'm not 21 no more. Like what's this comedian said? I only got one round, 5-minute round. What's his name? Bernie Mac. He said,
Bernie.
Yeah, he said, what are you looking at me for? You better get yours before I get mine. Okay. So, like, hey, so I'm looking for that specific woman. That's okay. Because it's so hard to maintain yourself, hard to maintain yourself in your career, and to try to bring someone that's not on that level to try to work with something else. It's just hard. So it's easier to just try to find someone that's on your level, maybe a little higher than you, will good bring you up to their level,
right?
Or you bring them up to there with not too much work, not too much talking. What I'm saying? Maybe you know what it is. Yeah, honey, I got your back. That's it. Let's do it. Let's move forward. Let's create something beautiful.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that.
Right. So what else would you like to the viewers to know?
Actually got a movie coming out called Renegades with Danny Trejo, Lee Majors, bunch of other guys. That comes out sometime later this year.
Okay.
Also, single did the title track to that movie is called Renegades. So y'all stay tuned for that. Album called The Takeover coming later this summer. So just that, man. New single. I think y'all really love that new single called I Miss You, which drops July 22nd on all music platforms, man. So really stay tuned for that. And you can stream Shug on all music platforms.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show. You've been great. Thank you for coming on and giving me some of your time to really get to know who you are off stage. And I think that's very important for the viewers and the people to know, to see who you are when you're not entertaining us.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you having me on, man. It's an honor, man.
Yeah. No, you listen, I got other shows that I can link you up to and get you more exposure.
Appreciate you.
I know a lot of people that got podcasts, and I can, recommend you over to them, and then
appreciate you
and have you, because I tell people this is the new thing now. Social media. I don't even watch TV. Everything I watch is on my computer or my phone. I don't even look at TV. I got TV on my phone. So this is the future. So with that being said, you as an entertainer, you need to expose your face as much as you can in social media or podcasts. Get on them, request to get on them, because you're a musician. You're an artist. So this is your platform. This is where you need to be. So if you want people to know who Shug Jackson is, then you need to stay on their face. You need to put out more videos. Stay consistent. I tell my people, stay consistent all the time. And when I be consistent, I don't mean do a video today and then wait 2 months to drop another video, because that's too much of a space.
Right.
You want to stay in people's mind. You want people to hear Shug Jackson's music. You got to stay on social media. Even if you don't drop a video, but you drop, like I said, like a little trailer or something, you know, you doing something, you staying busy, you about to do this, or you're getting ready to do, you know, stay in people's face so that people be like, yo, they'll start talking about Shug Jackson. Who's Shug Jackson? I don't know. He's on social media. He's this song, man. I don't know this guy. Guy be out here. He's everywhere. He's on, you know. So that's my advice to you.
Yeah,
as
I appreciate you.
An entertainer, and me as an entertainer myself. And
I appreciate you.
I'm gonna link you up with King Malachi, an amazing Jamaican songwriter.
Yeah.
When you see him, you're gonna be like, yo, Vic, good looks.
Okay. Yeah, shoot it to me.
Mm-hmm. Because I like to connect. I like to help people. I like to see people adventure with different cultures. You know, and create something beautiful, because you guys might come up with something that might blow my mind, never know, man. I'll be like, damn, you made that happen, y'all.
Right. We just might, exactly. We're gonna have to make that happen.
Okay, so thank you so much for coming on the show. Can you give us your website one more time so the viewers know where to look you up?
You can shugjackson.net is the website. Like I said, I'm on Spotify, iHeartRadio, all those music platforms. Instagram at Shug Music, and also on Facebook at shugjackson.com. So y'all can find me on there.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show, brother.
I appreciate you, my man.
Thank you so much. And we're going to bring you back on the show. We're going to wait a couple months till you start dropping some things and you start making some noise. We're going to bring you back and find out exactly what everything's going on. All right.
Oh yeah. It's about to blow. So.
All right. Good night, brother.
All right. You have a good one, man.
All right, man. Yes, everyone. That's Shug Jackson. Great guy. You guys can see what he was up to. Amazing things he's done, the things he's been through. And these are true facts, guys. You know, these are things that happen in people's lives. And luckily, he's an artist where he can put it down on paper and sing the song to us and give us the message through his music. You know, and that's very important, because there's a lot of lost souls in the world today. And we need more positive artists to send more positive messages out there for our young generation, and let them know that, man, some of the stuff that's going on is not really what it is, man, and you know, bring everybody together to something beautiful and something positive. All right. And definitely want to thank you guys for supporting the show. You guys been awesome. I got Sue, Joshua, Cork, Steve. What's up, Steve? And King Malachi that logged in. Thank you guys for logging in. You guys are awesome. So tune in at 7:00. Will be my last show with the one and only Johnny Knuckles, MMA fighter, owner and CEO of Night Scene, actor, chef, you name it, this guy's done it. So he'll be on at 7:00, guys. Make sure you guys tune in. Don't go nowhere. Take a quick break, get a sandwich, get a soda, and come back on the show and check out the show with Johnny Knuckles on the Don Vic Show. So, guys, with that being said, I want to thank y'all for watching. Thank my brother Shug Jackson for coming on the show. Thank my friend Donna for making it happen. And I'll see you guys soon.